Hello, everyone. I'm Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations, and welcome to my stamp studio. It is September 4th, 2024, a Wednesday, with the launch of the new Stampin' Up! Mini catalog, and I am so excited to begin sharing with you with some products from this catalog. So for my launch this week, I have decided to do 4 premiere videos, the first one being today. I'll have another again tomorrow at the same time, which is 4 Eastern, 3 Central, and then one on Friday, this September the 6th. Yeah, September the 6th at the same time, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. And then Saturday morning, we'll do a 10 a.m. Central, which it'll be 11 Eastern for our final project in the launch. Now, these are premiere videos, which means that if you're watching on YouTube, there should be a live chat to the right where you can log into your Google account and chat along with us. I should be here in the chat with you, barring any complications or technical difficulties. So be sure and say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. And we are going to have a fun time crafting with some new products. So let's get started. So in front of me, I have the Stampin' Up! Mini catalog. I can finally show you the inside of it. And today we're going to be making a card with a stamp set that really caught my eye. Let me get a solo layout here. Warms my heart. When I saw these cute little ladies here that I could color with my Stampin' blends, I had to have it. It's so cute and diverse and just so fun. I think you would really enjoy it creating cards for family and friends, okay? So the first card we're going to make is going to use this little lady here holding the pumpkins because fall is just around the corner, right? We can hope for cooler weather here in the Northern Hemisphere soon. This is the card we're going to be making today. It's a super easy, fun fold, okay? And we're going to be doing a technique with masking that I'm going to show you, and we're going to get started. So here is the stamp set. Again, it doesn't come with any dies or anything like that, so you can use whatever labels or just cut your cardstock to hold the sentiments and the images. It is a cling mount stamp, which means it's of our Stampin' Up! Red rubber, okay, and it has a good cushion on the back. And I think it would be good for cards as well as scrapbooking. So for the paper, I didn't choose something from the mini catalog because I wanted this paper with pumpkins, and I have just a few strips of this pattern left. See those cute pumpkins? Well, this collection of papers is an online exclusive, which means it's only in Stampin' Up's online store under online exclusives. And this particular stack is called Iconic Celebrations because the pictures or the images on the 6x6 papers depict different celebrations. Okay, so this one is fall, and you see there's a little plaid on the back. We have some stars in Moody Mauve, and then a confetti like for birthday. We have a pecan pie look here with some trees that could be either fall or holiday Christmas. And then an all over general diagonal stripe. Here's some more stars, and then some peace doves on the back holding an olive branch in their beak. Some snowflakes for winter and some Moody Mauve Christmas trees. Here's some candles for a birthday card, super cute. And then some fireworks for any celebration, but think New Year's, right? I love this little fall print with this Cajun craves and little leaves on it. And then the back is mossy meadow with a nice stripe. Here is a little berry print, okay? It has the Moody Mauve berries and the mossy meadow leaves. On the back is my favorite, though, this Christmas plaid with mossy meadow, and I believe that's cherry cobbler. Let me check. Look at this. Yes, cherry cobbler. And then I have this dot. I want to call it dotted Swiss because it's like fabric in Cajun craze, and then some acorns and leaves on the back side. hearts for Valentine's, and then some champagne glasses for New Year's or an anniversary toast. We have some pine needles on Mossy Meadow and some candy canes, which is always a Christmas favorite. And then another cherry cobbler with little berries and branches, and then these little Mossy Meadow Christmas trees. So you can see there's quite a bit of different celebrations that you can use. Let me see if I can. Sometimes my camera wants to flip to both of us. So if it does that, I'm going to try to get back to the main screen here where you can see nice and a big area there where I'm crafting. Okay, so I need my trimmer because we are going to fold a piece of cardstock. So this is 5.5 by 8.5 for our fold. We're going to put it up at the top. I'm taking my little notes off. We're going to take one end, and with this side butted up against there, we're going to just slide this, match the corners and the edges, press down, and that'll give us a good even fold there for our card base. Now, this is a fun fold, remember? So we're going to fold the front backwards on itself, which if I was scoring this, I would score it 2 1/8 inches, but there's really not a need, okay? So let's just do this, and we're going to fold this back, match up the corners and the edges, and press down, and give it a good crease with your bone folder. So now you have your fun fold all ready to go. It's a super easy one, but it's really a fun presentation for whatever cards you decide to do. All right. Next, we're going to take some of the designer paper that I have pre-cut. Remember, we're using the little pumpkins, and let me pull out my strips here. So I have one piece that is 1/2 by 5 1/4. I have 2 pieces here that are cut 2 by 5 3/8. Okay, so where these are going to go is going to be one on the front panel, and then when you open up, just on the inside, so that you have like a matching pair there. Okay, so if you're creating this with different designer paper, you could definitely use 2 strips of coordinating papers. It doesn't have to be the same. Okay, but on this one I really liked the pumpkins because the sentiment I'm going to use is going to say, "Hey pumpkin," and super cute. So we're going to do this. Let's go ahead and put this on the front. We're going to it's going to be just a scant 1/16 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch all the way around. Okay, let's open this up and do our next panel. Again, these are 2 by 5 3/8. So I thank you if you're watching here when the premiere goes live, and if you watch the replay, thank you. I would love for you to comment. If you're watching on YouTube, I'd appreciate it if you give it a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos. Click that little bell and you will get notification every time I go live or post a new video. Okay, so now we have that. So before we do something with this little strip, I'm going to pull out a piece of basic white cut 4 by 5 1/4. That is going to go right here with this strip just bordering the edge. Again, that's 1/2 by 5 1/4. I didn't cut these at 5 3/8 because my basic white is only 5 1/4. Okay, actually, I lied. I did cut it at 5 3/8, but I wanted to show you how easy it is to trim these off. So at the time this video goes live, Jackie and I, my husband and I, are in the Fort Worth area visiting our youngest daughter, her husband, and our 2 precious granddaughters that live there. And we'll be here for about a week, and then we'll go to our home in Southeast Texas, which most of you know is Groves. And we'll be there for a little while before coming back to Missouri for the October, when it's my favorite time of the year up here. Okay, this is going to go in here, but I'm going to stamp a sentiment, and I probably should have done that first in case I make an oops. But we're going to trust that it's all going to work out. I'm using not basic black, but Memento Black ink, because I'm going to use Memento Black to stamp my image and also the sentiment on the front. So this says, I would pick you over and over again. So I'm trying to get my cardstock straight and line up the block. Okay, looks good to me. So let's go ahead and glue it on the inside. So just need some little dots of glue here. Sometimes I go crazy and do the whole zigzag thing, but I find that I don't really need all of that. And it'll hold just fine if I give it a chance to dry. Okay. All right. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to start working on our main image. And I want to show you something really quick before I forget to. On my sample here, you'll notice I have a little fussy cut pumpkin right here. And the reason that is there, it looks okay, looks cute, but I got some black ink and a smudge right there, and I needed to camouflage it. So I think that worked just fine. So you can always fix things, right? Okay, so now for our main image, I have a piece of 2 1/4 by 3 1/2 basic white, just cut with my trimmer. And then I wanted to have a Cajun Craze backing. And so I found one of my deckled rectangle dies. The length and the width is approximately 2 5/8 by 3 7/8. So if you don't have these dies, you can just cut your cardstock to these measurements and you'll have a good mat on the back. Or if you want it smaller, you could always narrow it down. But I liked the way this looked, and that's about the measurement, okay? So we're going to go ahead and stamp on this first. I'm going to move my little Post-its out of the way, get my card base out of the way, and get my sample in here so I can remind me how I colored it. Okay, so here we have our piece of cardstock, and I need to get my lovely lady here that is already mounted right there on a block, and I'm going to stamp her first, then I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Okay, ink this up. If the video should lag a little bit, just keep watching. It comes back. Sometimes that happens when I try to pre-record. Okay, so for this, I'm going to come up a little closer to the top than the bottom. Okay, I want to leave room for my sentiment down here. So I'm going to put her little bun toward the top there and give her a good press. Again, this is a Memento Black ink, so that I can color her with my alcohol markers Stampin' blends. Okay, so now let me show you this neat little tool, Stampin' Up! Masking paper 155480. I've already used a piece here, but what it is, it's like a sticky back, almost like Post-it note sticky that you can stamp on. So what I did is I stamped her on the masking paper, and then I fussy cut her out. So I've got her over there. Look, I'm saving her right in here inside my stamp case. So you're right there, okay? And then I'm going to take her, and I was pretty detailed on the cut, but the thing is, you can use this more than one time, okay? So it's worth the time and effort that you spend doing it, especially if you want to do this technique that I'm going to do today. So I'm going to try to get all of the little elements covered with this masking paper and press it down. Sometimes you have to readjust a little bit. Ooh, I tore it. That's okay. It's okay. That's how sticky it is. I tried to pull up too quickly. Okay, I'm matching her boot up and her overalls. This is a little off. See, I tore her leg. So you're seeing what not to do here. Okay, so I'm going to take this and bring it up a little bit where there's no space. And I'll still keep this little girl because I can use her again, even though she has some little torn spots. Okay, so what I wanted to do here is color the background. I didn't want her floating in midair on my basic white cardstock. Okay, so what I did is I've got some balmy blue ink and garden green ink, and I've got 2 of my blending brushes, one for blue, one for green. Okay, I'm going to do the blue sky first. I'm going to get a piece of scrap paper to protect my work surface. It's kind of wrinkled. Let me get a good one. Goodness. Okay. Get this little sheet here. All right, I'm going to put her on top right here. And I'm going to do the blue first. So I've got the image covered so that I'm going to be able to, it's not going to put the blue on her. Okay, it's going to just go around like for the sky. Start off, okay, so that you don't get a big blob of blue, and then just bring it onto the cardstock. So I have about in mind where I'm going to go down with my blue, okay. So let me just hold that down. It's wanting to curl up a little bit. I should have started a little farther off on that last time. I was worried about pulling up my masking paper. So I want to go to like just above her boot and in between her legs there. Okay, I'm holding it down where it kind of tore a little bit. And you think you're not getting color on there, and when you pull it up, you really can see it. Okay, this is a little dark right there. I think I just forgot to rub off, but that's okay. Okay. Whoops. Okay. I'm going to see if that's going to work. A little bit more here. And really, the smaller blending brushes would probably work best on these. I don't have any of those. Probably need to get some because I think it would be a little easier. Okay. So now I'm going to put some garden green down here at the bottom. And I'm really going to be careful about not getting too much of a blob on here. So I'm getting ink, rubbing off, and then I'm going to come on. Oh, Lisa. Okay, I'm going to pull off my mask here in just a minute. Okay, I think she's going to be all right. I'm seeing I need to get a little bit closer to her. There, so you see I'm holding right here where I tore at her knee. So let's take it off and see what we have, okay? So I'm going to do it very gently. And then I'll put this in my See how she's just ready to be colored. Pull up here gently, and maybe she'll hold together for another use for me. And I really don't know that it's meant to use more than one time. I just like to try to save it if it works. Just like, you know, it worked for me to pull up the first time. So let me see what I got here. Okay. Looks like I might have gotten a little blue on her face. And no, that's not. That's the masking paper. Yeah. Okay, she looks pretty cool. All right. So ideally, I wouldn't have this smudge here. Okay. And but I'm going to say she's okay, and we're going to go with it. So I'm going to put my ink away, and I'm going to take my what I'm going to do first. I'm going to get my crumb cake, my dark crumb cake. And so I don't forget to do this. Underneath where her boot is touching the grass, I like to put a little few strokes here. Let me turn it around where it's easier for me to. Okay, like she's stepping right there, okay? And then her heel. Just a few little strokes, okay? All right, so now we're going to color her. Now, I kind of went crazy with my colors, but you'll see why. You can, you know, I needed a blue for her coveralls, a color for her shirt, her hair, her skin, and the pumpkins mainly, and the boots. Okay, so you don't have to use alcohol markers. You could use, I think the watercolor pencils would do great with a blender pen on this. You could still do the sponging in the background. So anyway, but I love coloring with blender pens, so that's what I chose. So let me go ahead, and I've got Cajun Craze dark here, and I'm doing some of the outlining on the pumpkin where I think it might be a little darker, where she's holding it next to her hand. Trying to be very careful and not get it on her hand. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with, on this top pumpkin, do the outlining. And then there's one little pumpkin on top, and I'm just getting some areas that I think might have a shadow. Okay, now I'm going to take my dark pumpkin pie. So when you purchase the Stampin' blends, they come in pairs. And so when you get one, you get a light of the color and a dark of the color. So on these pumpkins, since my background pumpkins on the designer paper are Cajun Craze and dark, I wanted to make it darker. Normally I would do dark and light pumpkin pie, but I wanted to bring in the Cajun Craze because that's what color the pumpkins are on the designer paper. So that was my thinking behind using these two different darks of the color. Okay, so I'm going to call that pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to take my dark crumb cake, and I'm going to do the little tendrils here, the little vines, and the stems. I thought I might do those in mossy meadow, but I thought, you know what, when you cut them, they're usually dried and not still green. Okay, so there are our pumpkins. Now I am going to do her coveralls, I believe. I chose boho blue, and then I say coveralls, they're overalls. I'm taking the dark and just And I'm no artist at this, y'all. I just like it. You know, it's like there's not really a right or wrong way to do it. Now, I've seen some beautiful coloring by some ladies. The shading and all that is just amazing. But that's not me. I just like it's fun, it's relaxing, and I think it's really pretty. Okay, got to remember not to get her shirt. So I'm doing her little straps on the suspenders, and then I'm going to color all of that bib dark. Okay, so I'm going to go on the top of her boot. Now I'm going to take the light boho blue, and you notice I'm using the bullet tip. If I've got a very small and delicate area image that I'm coloring, rather than use the brush, which you know is a pretty large brush, and maybe go get it somewhere I don't want it to go, I'll use the bullet tip because I have a little bit more control over it. Okay, so I like that. Okay, and then if you want to do some shading, you can take your color lifter, like I can take a little bit off her knee, like it's a little worn, maybe off her seat. I don't know, just for fun. Okay, now I'm going to do her top in Lemon Lolly. So we didn't have a lot of colors in our designer paper. I just decided to pick the colors that would go well, you know, be a contrast between the shirt and the overalls. Okay, I'm doing, oh, let me use a bullet tip. This is dark Lemon Lolly. Doing all dark there and right there. And then I'm going to do her socks in dark Lemon Lolly. Then I'm going to take light Lemon Lolly and finish her shirt. Okay. So next I'm going to do her boots. So I'm using Pecan Pie. And let's see, do I want to start with a dark, I think. Let's see. These are so close, it looks like, but they're different. Okay, so I'm going to do the sole of her shoe in dark. Sole in dark. And then kind of outline it in dark. And the laces. Heel. Alright, I'm going to take the light and fill in. Okay, she's looking pretty good. Alright, okay, next we're going to do her, I'm going to do her skin next. So I'm using the ivory marker. I'm going to use the bullet tip because it's not a big area. Okay. Is this her ear right here? I couldn't tell in the other one if that was her ear sticking out. Let me look on here. I guess it could be, but I don't know. I'm not gonna put it as her ear. And then I'm gonna take bronze and do her hair, the outlining in some of the darker areas. That probably is her ear, y'all, but I'm gonna color it like it's her hair. And then I'm going to come back with light pecan pie. So you can mix your colors. I'm using the brush tip on this so I can circular motions easier with the brush tip. Okay, she's cute. All right, there we go. So it looks okay. That's a little dark smudge there that I'm really not super happy with, but it's going to be okay. All right, so now let's find my project here. So here is my card. Where is my Cajun Craze deckled rectangle? Right here. Okay, before I put her on, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the Hey Pumpkin in basic black. Not basic black, Memento black. Okay, and then let's take a pumpkin. Let me test this out first. It's pretty straight. Okay. Looks pretty good. I'm always holding my breath when I do that, stamping on that main image. But if I were to mess that up and get it crooked, I would take a strip and stamp it on it and put it across, okay? Instead of starting all over. Okay, let's go ahead and glue this on. Get her on the Cajun Craze back. She is cute. Look how cute she is. Okay, and then you want to glue this just on half of it underneath the back here on the left side. And you want to make sure it's going to cover enough here for you when you write and your sentiment, okay? So I like to line this up with the edge of this designer paper. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on this, and I think I'm going to use Stampin' Seal. Make sure I did it on the right side there. So I'm going to line it up over here on this edge. Center it pretty much top to bottom, okay? And just make sure it covers that sentiment on the inside. All right, let's put a little bit of bling on this. So I'm just getting my basic rhinestones. Look, I'm down to a few on this card. I'm taking my Mossy Meadow because that is the branches on the pumpkin on the designer paper are in Mossy Meadow, okay? So I'm going to do this and color 3 of them. There's 1 and 2 of the little ones here. Then, let's see, I'm going to put 2 of them up here. And then 1 here at the bottom right. Okay, there is our first card for the new mini catalog, September to December 20. I think it's December. It might end at the beginning of January, but we're going to call it September to December 2024 using Warms My Heart. And you're going to be seeing more of these little ladies, okay? I just had to show you the little pumpkin girl today because I thought she was super cute. Okay, give it a try. If you need anything, let me know if I can help you. Be sure you're signed up for my mailing list. Right there, you can sign up and you get a free online card class. Like that, we can stay connected and you can get all the information from me. And then to shop, and I would appreciate you shopping with me if you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. There's a link there. You can screenshot it. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations, inspiring you to create, share, and make a difference. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.